Before you try to quit caffeine again, let's actually look at what you've been drinking for 7 days. Most people are trying to fix their caffeine intake by memory. They always say things like, I only have 2 coffees, I stopped drinking it fairly early, or caffeine doesn't affect me, which is a lie. It's funny because you have the same responses from people when it comes to calorie intake. We all know a fat person that barely eats anything. Before you try and change anything, you need to actually establish what your current baseline is, because any changes before that are just random stabs in the dark. In today's video, I'm going to show you a 7-day caffeine audit I'd run before I'd make any changes to my current intake. There's going to be no guessing, no panicking, and absolutely no quitting. I'm going to help you understand what you need to see so you can make one clear change. So here's why the audit matters. Your caffeine problem, if you have one that is probably not obvious because you're currently inside it. A coffee as soon as you wake up might feel completely separate from feeling flat in the afternoon. A pre-workout at 5 PM feels completely separate from the fact that you slept so poorly. A bad morning feels like stress, workload, or just a bad day. But caffeine will connect events that are actually hours apart, and that's why memory is typically unreliable here. You might remember the drink, but you don't remember the downstream effects that are happening without you even being able to see it. This audit gives you the missing link between the two. So here's what you can do. For 7 days, track 6 things. Firstly, start with the time that you consume the caffeine. Secondly, the source. That can include coffee, tea, soda, energy drinks, chocolate, any painkillers that you have, caffeine pouches, and even some sweets. 3. Make note of the rough amount of caffeine. It doesn't have to be perfect, we're just trying to establish a baseline here. Use the label if there is one to work it out. Otherwise, try and use a sensible estimate if there isn't. Most caffeine sources already exist in Clarity, so you should be able to see most things. If a source doesn't exist yet, drop us a message, we can add it straight away. 4th, what time you typically go to bed. 5th, how your sleep felt. And 6th, how you felt the next morning. That's it. You're not trying to build a medical spreadsheet. You're trying to bring awareness to something that you currently have no idea as to how much you're consuming. At the end of the week, you're going to be looking for 3 things. First, what was your real daily total? Not what you thought you were consuming. How much caffeine were you actually consuming? Secondly, what was the time you were actually cutting caffeine off by? This is usually the most important throughout the whole audit. And third, what was the sleep overlap? If you're still taking caffeine within 6 to 10 hours of bed, this is the first place I'd look. And I'll be clear, this isn't because we think caffeine is evil. It's because caffeine has a half-life between 5 and 6 hours, so the last dose of the day has a much longer tail than you probably realise. Now here's the single change that you can make. Do not try to change everything at once. Don't try to cut the caffeine intake at half. Don't try to start waking up at 5 AM. Don't buy a load of random supplements. And don't try to overhaul your life in a single week. Just move that last caffeine dose earlier than you've been drinking it so far. If your last caffeine intake was at 5 PM, try cutting off by 3. If it was at 3 PM, try 1 PM. If it was already quite early, start paying attention to the dose size. The aim isn't to use less caffeine by default. The aim is to stop caffeine interfering with the sleep that's going to give you that energy tomorrow. That's the reset in its simplest form. Visibility first and timing second. This is exactly why Clarity exists. We're not here to shame caffeine use, tell you coffee's bad, or make you obsess over every single milligram. It exists because most people have never seen their caffeine intake clearly. And once you can see it, the next step is usually obvious. You don't need a motivational rule, you need the pattern clearly in front of you. If you're interested in learning more about caffeine's effect on your sleep, focus, and recovery, you can join our email list. We've built a free caffeine reset guide that's going to take you through a 7-day caffeine reset. It'll help you reset your baseline, understand caffeine, and how you can use it more strategically. Once you've audited your caffeine intake, the next step is understanding where the loop is coming from. That's exactly what this next video breaks down. Why your afternoon energy drink can ruin tomorrow morning. It's on screen now.